Some nights carve themselves into your memory, not because they were beautiful but because they shattered everything you thought your life was. This is one of those nights. I can still recall the exact second everything collapsed, the sharp crack of a champagne flute hitting the floor beside me. The music around us blurred into a distant hum while my heartbeat thundered in my ears. Just a few hours earlier, I honestly believed I was the luckiest woman alive. By dawn, I'd be the one walking out, and I still don't know if I regret that more than I resent myself for causing it. It was meant to be a simple evening. My best friend, Emily, had talked me into attending a charity gala downtown. "Bring Lucas," she urged. "You two never go anywhere anymore." She wasn't wrong. Lucas and I had been drowning in deadlines and exhaustion for months, brushing past each other like ghosts in our own home. When he agreed to come, something inside me flickered. Hope, maybe. He even smiled while putting on his suit, the same smile I used to fall asleep to. At the gala, we laughed more than we had in forever. For a moment, I truly believed we were finding our way back to each other. Then Emily's co-worker, a man I'd never met, asked me for a dance. Lucas was deep in conversation across the room and I thought, what harm could it do? But as we moved to the music, I caught Lucas looking our way. His eyes weren't jealous. They were distant, cold. And that chill sank straight through me. When I returned to our table, he didn't speak. Not during dinner. Not in the car. Not even when we walked into our apartment. I should have reached out, tried to explain. Instead, I let the silence win. Lucas went straight to the bedroom. I followed eventually, still in my gown, the earrings he'd gotten me last Christmas still dangling from my ears. He sat on the edge of the bed like he was staring at a stranger. "I've been trying to talk to you for months," he said quietly. "And you keep choosing moments like that to drift even farther." "It was one dance, Lucas," I snapped. "This isn't about that." "That's exactly it," he said, standing. "It's about everything we let fall apart long before tonight. I don't know what made me do it, anger, pride, maybe the wine still hot in my veins, but I said the worst possible thing. If you already think I'm not worth staying for, then why are you here?" The second the words left my mouth, I felt them rot. He held my gaze for a long, painful moment, then quietly opened the closet, pulled out a small suitcase and started packing. I followed him, crying, apologizing, begging, telling him I didn't mean it. He didn't even glance my way. "You've been gone for a long time," he murmured. "Tonight just made it obvious." He walked out without slamming the door, and that softness hurt more than any yelling would have. That should have been the end of the night. But it wasn't. I sat alone on the couch for nearly an hour, replaying everything, tearing myself apart with guilt. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "You looked incredible tonight. Shame he ran out so early." Attached was a picture of me and Emily's co-worker on the dance floor. His hand was lower on my back than I remembered. My smile looked too warm, too inviting. Before I could respond, another message appeared. "If you ever want to know how a real man treats you." A location followed. I should have deleted it. Blocked him. Thrown the phone across the room. Instead, I sat there thinking about how Lucas hadn't even turned back, hadn't fought, hadn't asked me to stay. Resentment and self-pity twisted together inside my chest. By 1 a.m. I was in a taxi. I told myself it was just to prove something, that Lucas wasn't the only one allowed to walk away. But when I knocked on that door and he opened it, pulling me inside, every lie I'd told myself evaporated. It wasn't passionate. It wasn't meaningful. It was a blur of regret I could feel even while it was happening, a mistake screaming at me to stop. I didn't stop. I left before sunrise, dress wrinkled, mascara smeared, shame sitting heavy on my skin. I hoped Lucas might have returned so I could tell him the truth, beg him to listen, promise to fix everything. But the apartment was silent. Empty. A single note waited on the counter. "I came back for you. But you weren't here." I collapsed right there on the floor. He gave me one last chance and I destroyed it within the same night. For weeks I tried to reach him. He never answered. Emily eventually told me he'd moved to another city. Months later, someone sent me a photo. Lucas smiling, holding another woman close. She looked at him the way I once did. I don't blame him. I blame myself, for losing him in one night I can't erase. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I had just gone to bed, let the anger fade, waited for him to come back and talk. But wondering changes nothing. I was the one who ended us. That's the part that hurts more than anything, not that he walked away but that I gave him the reason to. Some people lose love slowly over countless small failures. Others lose it in one irreversible moment. One decision. And living with that decision. That's the real punishment.